Happy holidays and welcome to a very special edition of Beers with the Baron. My name is Chris Drosner. I'm the Beer Baron. Today's video is part of the State Journal's 12 Gifts to Our Readers. And my contribution to that is my picks for the best holiday ales out there in Madison right now. For this project, I surveyed a bunch of Madison area bottle shops and scoured the Pick 6 aisles for pretty much anything that had holiday, Christmas, or winter in the name, or some kind of festive packaging, something like that. I came up with about 12.5 beers, and there's a pretty broad range of what can be considered a holiday ale, but the archetype of that is a winter warmer, which is a style that's very malt forward, often brewed with spices, sometimes quite a few, and they tend to be pretty full-bodied and somewhat boozy, hence the name. This is a style that I'm not a huge fan of. I prefer a little bit hoppier beers, and I find the spices to be cloying sometimes, and the combination with the full body, they kind of sometimes get a little syrupy, at least as I recall. But in doing this project, what I found was that there's a lot of different styles out there that consider themselves, or that the breweries consider winter beers. For example, Bell's Brewing out in Michigan, its Christmas ale is a simple, unspiced Scottish ale, and a pretty good one. Capital's Winter Skull is a local entry that a lot of us know. That's pretty straightforward, again, Vienna lager, but a little bit hardier to kind of fit with the winter theme. And from Victory Brewing out in Pennsylvania, there's Winter Cheers, which is a hardy but straight ahead Hefeweizen. And that has a little bit of spice characteristic from the Hefeweizen yeast, but it was a light beer that's their Christmas beer. It's called Winter Cheers. So there's quite a bit of range within that, and there's also quite a bit of range within the actual winter warmer style itself. So I was kind of surprised that I came up with my favorite one being an archetype, a pretty much classic winter warmer, which is Christmas Ale from Great Lakes Brewing. This is brewed in Cleveland, and it's made with honey. It has cinnamon in it, which makes the body really dry, kind of like if you take a mouthful of cinnamon. I wouldn't recommend doing that, but it's very dry. And of course, there's that spicy component to it. And there's also ginger in it, which provides a nice little snap that complements the relatively light hopping on this beer. The ginger and the cinnamon, in particular, work really well together. This is a great beer, and also there's a pretty strong. You can tell it's heavy. It's about 7.5% ABV, and it feels like it's a little bit more than that as you drink it. It definitely has a warming character. 6-packs of Christmas ale are a little pricey. They're in the $12 to $13 range, but this is really a landmark beer, particularly for the season. And it's one of the classic Midwestern seasonals. And it's my pick as the best winter beer, or Christmas beer, holiday beer, whatever you want to call it, available in Madison. Cheers and happy holidays.